Global X interviews social entrepreneurs who tackle some of the world's biggest problems. They are pioneers of innovation that benefit humanity.
Well, my name is Nora Tager, T-A-G-E-R. People struggle, it's very short and simple, but it seems to create difficulties. It's not common. And I am based in Johannesburg in South Africa, where I have a central head office, but I work in two provinces, remote rural provinces, where I implement a poverty alleviation program that I started through a foundation which I established about 15 years ago after my husband died. My background is in social work, and I think what inspired me to do social work was the poverty that I had seen as a child growing up in South Africa under the Apartheid system. And what I'm very, very, very sad to say now is that very little in rural South Africa has changed. We've had 14 years of democratic government, and we've had political emancipation, but the damage that Apartheid did to our socio-economic system has not been addressed. And the program that we run is at an effort to reverse the damages of the Apartheid's economic and educational policies. I married a farmer, and we lived once again in an area that was very remote near a place called Botswana, and we're very much at the coalface of what the Apartheid policies were doing to people's lives, forced removals, group areas, influx control, all kinds of legislation that affected shockingly on the lives of rural people. So we saw that very much at first hand, and we're always involved with local communities to the best of our sort of individual ability that we could. We used to visit rural communities as tourists to watch birds and look at game, and on one of these visits we met a child from a school. We'd been going to this reserve often and didn't even know there was a village nearby. We met him quite by chance, and he said, "Would you like to come and look at my school?" And we were very, very touched and overwhelmed with what we saw. And this was in about 92, I think, 1992. And we offered to try and help and raise money to do something about the school. Anyway, we weren't very successful. We wrote letters to foundations and things, and nothing seemed to be forthcoming. And that's when I thought about the acronym, and thought that could be used as a marketing tool to raise funds from the private sector, put a logo on a product and say, there was no way one was going to get, people to give donations simply to give. It was just that the problem is too huge. Why that school? Why not that one? That's the kind of retort. So I thought if we can link it to a marketing initiative, then this is a way to raise money. And I think I was a bit early for that. I think it's called affiliative marketing, and I think it's quite successful now. It started with this initial village that we met, and the child whom my husband and I first met as a schoolboy is today the principal of a local school in that area, and he serves on the village committee that runs the centre that we eventually established.
Global X is also on Social Edge at socialedge.org.